Hi, everybody. It's Joe Cioffi here on the Saturday night, which is a little unusual, but I think everybody's kind of in the same boat tonight, where you're sitting around and just sort of trying to figure out what to do. I mean, it's just been most of us have been cooped up in the house all day. The weather's been absolutely miserable, and we have a severe weather outbreak going on in the middle Mississippi, up and down the Mississippi Valley, and in parts of the Midwest. So I figured, you know what? Why not? Let's go for it. And gonna do it a little differently. I sent out a Skype invitation to a bunch of folks, and uh, just if you want to jump on, I'll put the link on in the chat. We already have one person on here, which we will get to him in just a moment. But if you don't have Skype, all you really have to do is uh, just go to Skype.com and you can create a free account and use the Skype online. If you got a camera on your phone on your desktop, or you can even do it with the Skype app on your phone. That should work as well. So if you want to use that link that I put up on the chat, go right ahead. So who is with me tonight? But we have David Schwartz. It's always nice, David, to put a face to the names, and I've seen all of you on the chat. Now I'm getting to see what everybody looks like, and that's a good thing. So, how was your day today?
Pretty good. Rainy out there. Got a little walk in earlier before the rain came. Been bored, so I dyed my hair.
Oh, very good. Well, listen, it's all about hair, and would somebody ought to say, for essential services, they shut down all the barbershops and beauty salons. I think a lot of women are upset about that. But if you got nothing to do, take care of your hair. That's a good thing. I'm just kind of curious. So, you're in New York City, and
Right.
I've seen uh, the new, see the pictures on the news and live shots and so on. But I guess it's hard to grasp the quietness that must exist in the city right now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the story, there's still some people walking around, but I got pictures from people in Manhattan, and the streets are like empty. No one on the streets at all. One friend of mine was on the subway. He was like the only one on the subway, and the subway was literally sparkling.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah, that is odd. There's a movie, a sci-fi movie from the 50s. It's called When Worlds Collide, and at one point in the movie, as the this planet is approaching, that's going to hit the Earth and blow it up, and they're trying to build a rocket to escape. Sort of a lifeboat situation. And at one point, as things are getting worse, uh, tidal waves come in and move through New York City, and it's just absolutely desolate in the shots that they have in the movie. And it kind of reminded me of that today. Are people congregating in groups at all, or are they just kind of walking around, minding?
People people being pretty good about staying separate for the most part around me. Um, in some of the supermarket, they actually have markers on the floor saying this is 6 feet from the next person, so you make sure you're staying away from each other. Um, most of the restaurants are open for delivery. There's a few that closed up completely, but most are open for takeout or delivery.
Yeah, but nobody's open for just regular service because they're not
No,
supposed to
no,
be.
no. Yeah, they're all just they have all the tables out of the way or the chairs up on the table, so you can't sit down even if you wanted to.
So how's the weather been there all day today?
It started raining probably around 9, 10 o'clock. I know I went out for breakfast around 7:38, and wasn't raining then. So sometime after that, it started raining, and then been doing it since then.
How are you staying occupied besides taking a walk when you can when it's not raining?
Well, I'm working from home, so during the week I was working all week. Today, trying to find out what's on TV, trying to find something to entertain myself.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very tough.
yeah, someone I know is doing a Cards Against Humanity game later on tonight online. So
What is it called?
Cards Against Humanity.
What is that?
It's a card game where you get these questions and people have to, like, one person throws the question down, and then the other people have to throw an answer down. Then the person who put the question has to pick which is the best answer, but the answers are always very wrong or just dirty or
Oh, okay.
you know.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, just hang on, stand by. What are you drinking? I had a nice
Water
glass of
right now.
wine before the show. What is that?
Just water right now. I'm
Just
gonna have
water?
a beer later on.
Oh, very good. I had a nice glass of Merlot just before the show
Oh, nice.
started. So hang on for a bit, and let's see if anybody else wants to join. I put a link up in the chat for those of you who are interested to jump on in. Would have been nice to do this. At least this is good practice for whenever we get a snowstorm, or if we wind up getting a tropical system that we could get everybody on in the Brady Bunch boxes. But we do have a pretty wicked, severe weather outbreak going on, and I noticed a few of the folks were talking about. Was it Jonesboro, Arkansas, that got a tornado today?
Yeah, it was Jonesboro was one of them. Let me see if there was I think 3 or 4 earlier. There was a bunch of warnings up.
Yeah. SPC has a widespread. Hold on. Ooh, we got somebody else here. Hang on a second.
Let's see. Iowa had 3 reported tornadoes. 2 in Arkansas, 1 in Jonesboro, 1 in Caldwell, and 1 in Cardwell, Missouri.
Okay, so pretty, definitely, the radar is pretty wild tonight. So I'm just going to show that up in a second. SPC still has a moderate risk up in northwestern Illinois, and you can see a large area of enhanced risk that covers parts of Iowa down through Missouri and into Arkansas. And just looking at their latest, there were one, two, we have 1, 2, 3 working tornado watches, and I believe we also have 1 working severe thunderstorm watch that is in play right now. So you've got this first tornado watch here that's valid until 9 p.m. Central Time. This was the earliest one that covers northeastern Missouri, southeastern Iowa, and into Illinois. The second one uh, goes a little bit further south, southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, and western Kentucky. The third one is to the east of that, southern Indiana, a little bit more into Kentucky and western Tennessee and northwestern Mississippi, easternmost Arkansas. And then we have this we have a severe thunderstorm watch. I got to find it. Where'd it go? I lost my severe thunderstorm watch. It's here. Oh, here somewhere. So here it is. I mean, this is the area that SPC is looking uh, where they think something might happen in terms of size in that blue hatched area. If we go back to the weather, the National Weather Service watches and warnings map, we're seeing you can see where the watch is goes all the way into much of Ohio, back through the southern half of Indiana. You've got all sorts of wind advisories up as well surrounding this. And we have some winter weather advisories up into Minnesota, a couple of counties in Wisconsin with winter storm warnings. And the bright reds you see are flash flood warnings in southwest Pennsylvania and a slew of counties going east-west in a narrow band from western Ohio through central Indiana. Looks like there's 1 working tornado warning at the moment, and this is from the Quad Cities National Weather Service that covers Iowa and Illinois. Looks like I could see 5 tornado warnings here simultaneously. I think it's 5. One.
Right now, Joe, according to Tornado HQ, there's 9 tornado warnings active right
9.
now.
Okay, so this is just in this one weather service office that we're seeing here. I also have the real-time lightning map working, so I'm going to bring that up and we'll take a look at that.
Hey guys.
Is that Jeffrey?
Yes, it is.
All right, Jeffrey, just bear with me, okay? Just give me a second.
Hey,
Sure.
Joe.
Hey, who am I looking at here?
Who else is here?
You.
Oh, we have we have one of my regular watchers, and Patreon member David Schwartz is on. Let me
And
just.
you also have Lewis Hecht on.
And Lewis Hecht is on. Okay, let's get everybody on the board. Start these get the Brady Bunch boxes. But real quick, these are the latest lightning strikes that are going on in parts of Kentucky and Missouri. Most of the storms are east southeast of St. Louis, but they look like they're right on top of Memphis, and they go all the way down into northern Louisiana. And then we've got lightning strikes in northern Ohio around Dayton and Columbus, so going into Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh, and also south of Harrisburg. Okay, so give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get the board up here, get everybody all.
You guys see those nice little convective cells firing up along the warm front this morning?
Yes, I sure did. Hang on 1 second, Jeff. Can you turn your camera on, Jeffrey?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
It's
you.
on.
It is.
Yeah, I can see him, Joe.
But I can't. Oh
In
boy.
addition to all those tornado warnings, it looks like there's 10 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now as well.
All right, hang on. Let me see what I'm doing wrong here.
From Kentucky to Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Illinois, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, all over, severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings.
Jeff,
Yes.
turn your camera off and turn it back on again.
I just did.
All right. And Lewis, where are you?
I see myself up on the board with Jeff and I believe that's Steve.
Really?
And
No, I see David. I got just David on a full shot. I can't get for some reason I can't get everybody else on here.
Skype is not my forte. Zoom is.
Oh, I see you. I see you now. Hold on. I see you sort of.
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I actually have to run.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeffrey. This is this is one of those
I'm sorry.
technical issues are just such fun.
Maybe tomorrow night if you guys come back. It was nice to meet you both.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Jeff.
Oh, now I see
Now
I see Jeffrey. Okay, let's see if I can get the grid view and see what happens.
Just left.
Yes, he did. Let me turn that off. That didn't work. Window, that didn't work. Speaker view, that didn't work. I had this working the other day.
I know you did. I watched it. It was wonderful.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Isn't Microsoft a joy?
It is. It's a religious experience. So, Lewis, where are you located?
Bethesda, Maryland.
Whoa.
We've been in the soup all day.
You've been in the soup all day? Yeah.
50s. High dew points. Very
You
cloudy,
at least
cloud.
you at least are going to get into the warm air for tomorrow, which is a good thing. I have the latest radar up, and there's some heavy rains in the southern half of Pennsylvania. Looks like they extend across central Jersey. They're just north of you. I mean, they're literally the southern end of this is straddling the Pennsylvania border, the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. And
I'll have to check my maps, but question, are there any thunderstorms near me?
I don't see anything close by. There's one cell that's probably back in PA southwest of Altoona. So
Okay,
that's pretty far off.
That's far off.
Yeah, most of them are banded east-west. You also have, across PA, and there's rain. There's some light overrunning rain going on in southern New England at the moment. There was a heavier band in Massachusetts, so that's kind of weakened. And then going further west, there's some big cells in northwest Ohio, and then of course you've got this long stretch of stuff from southern Illinois down to southeastern Missouri, eastern Arkansas, and back into northwest Louisiana. And there's some pretty strong cells in there. And then you got the stuff up in Iowa. There's an arm that's swinging around, and I can see where the cells are that's producing the tornado warnings there. And that's with the upper low that's going around.
Well, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Given the fact that I'll be in the warm air tomorrow, and let's just assume that convection is pretty good, dew points are up in the 60s. With that cold front swinging through, should I expect the probability being greater than 0 of some thunderstorm activity
Well,
tomorrow
there
afternoon?
there might be some storms that'll move east when the warm front's going to go by you. So the warm front's probably going to make it up to central New Jersey and then
Yeah.
back across Pennsylvania. But the thing is, a lot of times when you have a warm front that's really really active, sometimes when it goes by, there's not a whole lot left for the cold front to work on.
Got
So
it.
I'm thinking for tomorrow anyway that that while there might be the risk of a scattered shower or thunderstorm, as far as severe weather is concerned, yeah, SPC's got a marginal risk now from central New Jersey southward. It's possible. It's
Got it.
possible, but that would be if the marginal risk usually translates to isolated severe thunderstorms.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
No problem. Uh, I wish I could. Oh, it's ridiculous. I can see you up in the upper corner now, and I can't get you. I have this thing set to grid view. There you go. Now let me see if I can get Dave back. Um.
Well, right now, all I have is your logo.
Okay,
But
I actually have you on camera. David, you're up in the corner
Yeah.
for the moment.
Okay.
Oh God, this is so frustrating.
But if you have me on camera, it isn't coming back to me through my iPhone.
Okay, hang on.
There also might be a delay coming back, so give it a second.
There
Okay.
you go. There's David.
David just popped back in, and you've popped back out. I had everybody in a grid the other day. I'm getting mad.
That's
I
cool.
I'm
You're all right.
I'm getting mad. All right, so let's go through what's going to happen tomorrow.
All right.
By the
I'm
way,
going to get off Skype so I can watch you do your thing on your maps because I can only do one thing at a time on an iPhone.
gotcha.
So I'm going to go.
Okay.
I'll be on the live stream.
Thank you, Lewis.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that was Lewis Hecht in Maryland, in Bethesda. There's your risk area for tomorrow. Take a look at the satellite tonight, by the way. Just this massive stream of moisture coming up from Texas, and you can see where the higher cloud tops are all getting enhanced greatly in Arkansas and Missouri, and on up into southern Illinois. Oh, someone else has jumped in. Who's this? Who's this?
Me, Steve.
Steve.
Steve LaPointe.
Hey, Steve, how are you? I'm having some technical issues with Skype. For some reason, I can't. Do you have your camera turned on? Yes. Do you have your camera turned on? All right, we lost Steve. Or we didn't lose Steve. Steve?
Steve? Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're there.
David
Okay.
just popped back in, and you popped back in.
All right, you got to take your volume off. Otherwise, there's feedback. Oh, this is so. I'm really frustrated here because I have the three of you, and I cannot figure out how am I supposed to get you on video. Okay, now I have a video picture. Now we got Steve. How you doing? Steve, you're in Manhattan, right? Now now it's back to David. Oh, this is crazy. I'm not technically unsavvy, but when it gets like this, it just gets crazy. So, Steve, are you still there? Steve has gone away. All right. So I'm going to switch to satellite loops. David, you stay with me.
Okay.
I seem to have you perfectly. All right. So I'm going to switch this satellite and go to a different. I want to just go to the visible and the nighttime IR because you could really see the blow up of the thunderstorms very impressively on the IR, and particularly that upper low that's swinging around. I mean, this is a pretty solid storm system that's developing. One of the important keys here is the fact that you've got this wrapped up upper low moving across uh, Nebraska into Iowa, spinning around. You got that solid rotation there. You're getting really strong inflow. If you look at the upper levels, you're looking at 60 and 70 knot winds at the 10,000 foot level, the 700 millibar level. You know, all triggering off these strong thunderstorms and the tornadoes. Look at that one blow up. If you just look where the rotation is, and then look up to the upper right of that, you can actually see the blow up of storms that are going on in Iowa. So it's very impressive in terms of the satellite. And of course, you know, we're stuck in these clouds and the low clouds, and some of the higher tops coming through now. That's some of the heavier rain that we're seeing. So look, the big issue for tomorrow. Got another voice. Who's this? Who is this? Well, whoever it was went away. You know, one of the things that's going on tonight, and it could be part of the problem, is that the internet is slowing down. And I think that's going on everywhere because everybody's on it at the same time. And I noticed that I did get something from YouTube saying that the stream speed is lower than what it should be. So that maybe that's having some impact here.
You know,
So
on that satellite loop, that last couple of loops, you can see the big severe thunderstorm and tornado storms that are blowing up on the southern end of that cold front.
yes, in fact, let me. I'll get my little pen here. If you look right, okay, so let the arm go right in here, right there, and then you've got that other blow up that's going on right up here, and of course that's all arcing back. So very impressive. And then of course you got the heavier rain that is moving across Pennsylvania now and headed out toward the east. So definitely busy. And you know the big issue for tomorrow is this warm front that's going to try and come by, and I think it's going to have, you know, Joe and I talked about this last night. You know, you've got this developing blocky pattern, and that's going to want to keep this warm front pinned to the south, and it's going to have a real tough time moving northward. If you look at the GFS tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, here's your low with the trailing cold front. Now I'm going to just kind of you draw the warm front with where the isobars are. There actually is probably a little bit of a warm frontal wave off the New Jersey coast. And I think that's going to probably keep areas, say, north of 195 in New Jersey and on up into southern New England in the northeast wind for a good part of the day. And it may not break out. But if you get warm sectored here, and eventually I think the warm sector could wind up being maybe the warm front makes it up to central New Jersey or perhaps to just south of New York City. That the area from there south is probably what SPC is looking at with respect to severe weather. So once that plays out, we're slow to improve on Monday because the upper feature is going to be right overhead. So it looks like it could be a day of variable clouds, some breaks of sun, and maybe a couple of scattered showers. And then notice Monday night into Tuesday, precip actually drops southward from upstate New York. And that's the block in play because you've got this surface low way offshore. And then look what happens to the next low. Now the block is so strong that you have high pressure building down from Canada, and it forces this surface low to go out way underneath us. So we might wind up not seeing much of any rain out of the system for Wednesday, and then we'll just have to wait for the next one. Next weather system approaches at the end of the week. It's astounding.
I was looking at the teleconnections. It looks like after the next storm goes by, the NAO starts shooting up to the neutral line.
Okay, I'm going to bring those up. Yep, there it is. These are the teleconnections from today. You've got the PNA, which is off the wall negative today, and now you're seeing the results of that with the severe weather outbreak that we're getting. Whenever that PNA, that Pacific North America Index, is strongly negative, you wind up, you get a severe weather outbreak like this. That goes to neutral all next week, and the NAO, which is off the wall negative right now, yeah, it shoots up to the neutral line around April 7th or 8th, and the EPO is slightly negative. Yeah, these teleconnections actually, the way they're going, would not be so bad if we were even at the beginning of March versus being at the end of March. We probably would be having something a bit more exciting, or we'd be looking at that system in the south and sweating it out the other way, where it's going to wind up passing too far south because the NAO is actually too strong. So it's always that you always get that sort of fine balance that you try to establish. So I guess I'm going to go to bring up the chat board. I would have thought that less people would have been camera shy. Hang on, there you
They
go.
just might not have cameras on the computers.
Well, that's true. Just hang on a second. So let's see. Of course, I was hoping to get boxes of people together, but apparently it's not working for me today. So if any of you got any questions before we, yeah, there is a delay. That's the other issue, because I'm sure I can see looks like there's about a 2-minute delay on the maps. And yes, Jason Schaefer, too many people stuck at home. Oh, my buddy Phil's on. Phil Buzz is on. Okay.
Don't see him.
Who's in now? Who's calling?
Well, David and Lewis are here. That's all I see, and you.
Right, and all I have, and I can't get you and David up at the same time, and I'm not understanding why. All right, I'm going to figure this out.
Can I go offline with you tomorrow, Joe, and give you a few suggestions? I'm very familiar with these.
Sure. That'd be great. I had no problem the other night, and tonight it's an issue. Yeah, that would be great, Lewis. Thank you very much. We can try it sometime tomorrow.
Coming your way.
Hey, David, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, you know what? So I'm gonna just kind of, gonna wrap up the live stream now. We tried. I tried. So you know what? We're gonna try to put this together, and maybe we'll do it again in the coming days. In the meantime, everybody, please stay safe. Do your social distancing, okay? And try to keep occupied. I think that's the toughest part, is trying to just stay occupied through all of this. Mark G, could there be a drying trend later this evening for southern New England? The radar trends appear that might happen. It might. That could very well be, but I think you're going to wind up seeing low clouds around, and you're probably going to have some light rain or drizzle that's going to be underneath the radar beam. So I don't know if the precip will completely shut off. Maybe it'll just go to light rain or drizzle. Scott Briller, thanks for hitting Super Chat tonight. Really appreciate it. Steve Lapointe, I'm sorry we weren't able. You came up there for a brief moment and then you disappeared. So maybe, like, Lewis, will you give me a hand tomorrow? We'll figure all this out, and we'll have a better chance of better luck the next time around. Ryan Ford, pouring down in Riverdale, New Jersey, and a lot of ponding on roadways. Exactly. That band of heavy rain coming out of Pennsylvania is doing it. Lewis, that band, as I said, is going by to your north. Daniel Fitzsimmons, yeah, we're done with snow. Really, if it hasn't happened up until now, snow begets snow. I've always said, years that when you get it, and when you don't, you don't. It finds a way to snow, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. Thanks. Okay. Thanks for being here. It wasn't a clean show. Thanks, Lewis. Thanks, David, for coming on. Those of you who you're welcome. And those of you who maybe like to come on down the road, we're going to try this from time to time, and we'll see how it goes. Have a great night,
Stay
everybody.
safe, everybody.
And don't be
Thank you.
and don't forget tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 11 a.m. See you.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.